It's too early to flex Thursday night games. It's too early to flex Monday night games. For Monday night, the window opens next week with Week 12. For Thursday night, it opens Week 13. And what are you doing scheduling the Jets for Week 11 primetime? What are you doing scheduling the Raiders for Week 10 and Week 11 primetime? We knew or should have known that both of those teams could be struggling by the time we get to the middle of November. Unless they move the flex window back, you got to nail it for the primetime games. They nailed it for Sunday night. No complaints there. Well done. Lions, Eagles, we're going. We're going. If we had Jets, Patriots, we wouldn't be going. If we had Cowboys, Raiders, we wouldn't be going. And if we had either of those games, it would have been flexed out. Would have been flexed out. Now, I know that, like, within the industry, the Jets, major market. I hate that. But it just shows that we're commodities. I mean, we are living through this ESPN, YouTube thing. They don't care about us. They care about the numbers that we bring. So it's not about providing the fans with the best possible game. It's about getting the biggest possible number. Even if the people who watch the game are just thinking the whole time, why the hell am I watching these Jets? And they're all clustered in New York City, with the rest of the country saying, I ain't watching that crap tonight. Well, we don't care because we're getting our number from New York City. It should be about giving football fans compelling football games. So, and maybe it'll be a great game. Division rivalry. You never know what's going to happen. Last week, we didn't get a great game, but we got a close game. We got a closer game than we thought we'd get between the Raiders and the Broncos. But my point remains. If you're not going to be able to flex Week 11 Thursday night, you better nail your programming. Jets Patriots is a game that should have been primetime Week 3. See, the teams that we think are going to be bad need to be in the standalone games while the season's still new, and we're happy with anything. And the record isn't to the point where we're like, oh, why are we watching this? When you see 2-7, you say, why am I watching this? Raiders, 2 wins. Why am I watching this? So now we're still going to watch it, the hardcore fans, but we'd rather be watching one of the various other offerings from Week 11, like, I don't know, Chiefs, Broncos, Seahawks, Rams, which is tucked into a regional window in the late afternoon, Bears, Vikings, Bengals, Steelers. There are better options this weekend than what we get in Thursday night and Monday night, but we'll watch it anyway. Okay. The Patriots have won 7 games in a row. It's tied for the longest active streak in the NFL with the Denver Broncos, and the Patriots have already equaled their total wins for the last 2 seasons combined. 4-13 in Bill Belichick's final year with the Patriots, and 4-13 in Gerard Mayo's one-and-done season in New England. The Jets are trying to get their 3rd straight win. They were 0-7. There's only one team in the NFL that has won 3 in a row after starting a season 0-7. The 2011 Dolphins won 3 in a row after starting 0-7. So it'll be fun to watch the Patriots in a standalone setting because, hey, nobody expected them to be this good. I thought they'd make the playoffs. I didn't expect they'd win the division and possibly be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And so many of their games have been tucked into the Sunday cluster of contests. It's kind of nice to be able to see what Mike Vrabel's team can do, what Drake May can do. MVP favorite Drake May. Look at that schedule. Win coming up. They should win each of the next 3. Bye week. Ooh, Bills at the Ravens. Interesting. Last 2 games they should win, although even the best of the Patriots under Bill Belichick had issues with late season division games. They're in good shape. 8-2. Jets are in bad shape, but they have won 2 in a row. And they continue to play games with who the quarterback is going to be. I don't even know who the quarterback is going to be. Like Aaron Glenn refuses to talk about it. That's one of the things got to go in this age of gambling. You can't have inside information. You're going to have some that's unavoidable. But the avoidable inside information needs to go. And every team should be required to announce to the world its starting quarterback the day after the most recent game they played. That should be the rule. This is our starting quarterback for the coming week. And there should be some exceptions for injury or concussion protocol or whatever. But if both guys are healthy enough to play, there should be a requirement that all teams announce to the world who their starting quarterback is going to be. Now, no, the reality is you can bench the guy after one play in theory, but the games are not good for the sport because they create more inside information that can then be misappropriated, misused, and become the basis for a scandal. Some questions from the mailbag. Joseph Callahan. As a Patriots fan, I'd admire Woody Johnson for his ineptitude. When are fans going to put pressure on him to sell the team? I remember when Woody Johnson became the U.S. ambassador to the UK. Rivals of the New York Jets were chagrined to find out that Woody would be leaving because they feared that his brother Christopher would do a much better job. He didn't, but he did somewhat better. It's all relative, pun intended. But Woody came back, and Woody is just kind of doing Woody things, and now they're trying to navigate Woody. It's a great concept that I learned from Jason Garrett. As a coach, you have to manage down, and you have to manage up. So while you're taking care of the people who are working for you, you have to figure out how to properly navigate the people you are working for. And Jason Garrett had to do it with Jerry Jones. So he got a PhD in managing up. They're trying to manage up in New York. They're trying to minimize the negative impacts Woody Johnson could have on the organization. The question also, yes, when are fans going to put pressure on him to sell the team? It's not going to work. There's no mechanism that fans have to force someone to sell a team. And, other than a mass boycott that dramatically impairs the bottom, most of their money's coming from TV now. See, that's the problem. They share the TV money, so even the bad teams get as much as the most attractive teams. The teams that no one wants to watch, like the Raiders and the Jets this year, are going to get as much money to the penny as the Chiefs and the Cowboys and the other teams that drive the ratings bus. So unless there's a scandal that results in Beth Wilkinson, Mary Jo White, or someone else showing up to investigate and finding God knows what, and maybe enough to force a sale, that's the only way that fans are going to escape a bad owner. And there are bad owners in the NFL, and Woody Johnson is one of them, and the dysfunction flows from the top. And look, I'm sorry if they don't like it. It's not my fault you're a bad owner and people notice. Jets, Dolphins, Browns, Titans. Those are the top four, or bottom four as the case may be. Cynthia Hill, half of the teams with 3 wins or fewer, including the Jets and my Dolphins, will likely be shopping for a quarterback next year. I don't think the draft class is that strong. What do the GMs do? Well, you scour every roster. You try to figure out who's going to be available, either in free agency or trade. Kyler Murray's going to be available. I think he's played his last down of football with the Arizona Cardinals. Maybe Tua Tagovailoa is going to be available. Kirk Cousins is going to be available. He's going to be cut by the Falcons. There will be veteran quarterbacks out there. It used to be, pre-2020, there were never veteran quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks. Very rarely, because the team was clinging to the bird in the hand. Now you have teams that are more willing to try to upgrade. And it's going to be a challenge, but there will be quarterbacks available. The question becomes, and this is how it always goes. First step is first step is coaching carousel. Once we know where all the new coaches are going to go, and we know there's going to be vacancies, there's already 2, there's going to be 6, 7, or 8. We don't know who, but it's going to happen. Once we have the coaches in place, then we spin the quarterback carousel. Because once the coaches are in place, working with GMs who may be new as well, then they figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. All right. Here's a question from our good friend Tom Marshall, Arizona, UK. Does the Patriots' success point towards some growing pressure on Sean McDermott? I was asked this question also yesterday by the guys at KJR, Sports Radio 610 in Seattle. Because with each passing year, you're getting deeper and deeper into the career of Josh Allen. You're getting closer and closer to the expiration date on the carton of milk. And we don't know when the expiration date is. All we know is another year has gone by without getting the most out of Josh Allen's talents. And I have no idea what kind of pressure is on Sean McDermott, because at the end of the day, the decision is made by one person, Terry Pegula. And there's no way to force him to do anything he doesn't want to do because, again, as Jed York said, you don't dismiss owners. And the Bills fans are going to show up into that new stadium. This is a perfect time for the team to be underachieving because they're going to want to show up for the new stadium. It's going to be sold out for years to come. They're going to make all their money. It doesn't matter if they're only knocking on the door. It doesn't matter if they can't kick the door in. It doesn't matter if they don't go back to the Super Bowl for another 30 years. It's been 30 years. It could be 30 more. They're still winning where it matters most. That's the one facade that, it's like being told wrestling is fake. Certain fictional characters that may or may not bring you gifts and money aren't real. That football is a business. And owners, now I think at some level, they're competitive, but they're all winning. Oh, we want to win. You're winning. Go count your money. You're winning. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.